Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Lost in Chaos Scar, Season 3, Episode 32, Gullykin for real this time. This is one of our Pokemon Tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or stories and creatures in alternate realities. This system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as on itch.io, so go take a look at it and let us know what you think. For now, though, we shall get started with introductions, beginning with Enja.
Hello and good day, everyone. I will be your storyteller for this evening, Enja Lumareus. I play the allies, I play the enemies, and I orchestrate all manner of events that will be befalling our players today. Starting with, well, our usual first is missing, so I shall pass it over to Raharu.
Hello everybody, I'm Raharu and I'll be playing Pass, this solo water type Sobel, who at the moment has just switched over to Wade. On to you, Gimund.
Hi, I'm Gimund, and I'm playing Pyroclast. Sometimes Ghost, sometimes Dark, Fire Charmeleon. Currently, he is Ghost Fire. On to the Scruff.
Hello, I am Archneer Rob. I shall be playing Scruff, the Ground Ice type Swinub. On to the Zim.
Hello everybody, I am Razim and I am playing as Squirrel, the dragon fighting type Riolu, an embodiment of ADHD. Off to the Vein.
Hello, I am Taldurius, and I will be playing Vane, the dark flying type Murkrow. I'm waiting for my IRL coffee to kick in.
Alright, and for the recap, go for it, Rob.
Silence.
Him and Gimund are both muted currently.
Rob, Gimund? What's going on?
Did we gain them both just to lose both of them the moment their intro was finished? Did they?
I've got the feeling that Rob's just trying to avoid having to do the recap.
I mean, that's a possibility, but still. Thank you, Ido. Well, I guess I can do it if they're both absent. But I'm gonna need a head start for what happened at first.
I can help with that.
Yeah.
The party was divided, and Chomper talked with Squirrel.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can take it from there. Yeah, the party was divided, and Chomper went to have a bit of a serious conversation with Squirrel, which involved confirming whether the two of them were boyfriends, and also Chomper talked with Squirrel about possibly wanting to become more than friends with Farion and Lilac, and wanted to see if Squirrel wanted to be in on that. Apparently. And what was the third and fourth thing that he talked about? Because I remember there's four things.
One was about the hug kind of hurting.
Oh yeah, one of them was Chomper being a bit afraid to tell Squirrel about that. While he did enjoy the hug, it also kind of hurt him because it was way too tight. And what was the fourth thing, if anybody remembers?
Oh.
Dang it.
I think, well, that was the fourth thing, technically speaking. I don't remember what the
The third one.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess.
Mostly because I wasn't at scene and I was just like, oh hey, interpersonal stuff. Hope it works out.
Yeah, fair. Okay, let's move on. Unfortunately, you guys, meanwhile, Bane, Pyroclast, and Casa were in Hamoa with in Hamoa talking about the whole thing about having to bring the mirror to Gullykin. That's correct, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I believe they ended up meeting some people were near the place where the mirror was in prison.
The specialist team that was in charge of internal affairs for anything to do with gods or any religion.
Yep.
What were their Pokemon species?
One was a Dragapult, one was a Chestnut, and the last one was a Gligar.
Dragapult, Chestnut, and Gligar. Noted. Yeah, well, they had discussions when it came to the mirror. Although I don't remember the specifics. Do you, Bane?
There were a couple of things. Some of the stuff about how they managed to get some compliance out of him by effectively recreating the thing he was addicted to, which was particular dreams from Cresselia. So they had a Muna come in
Right.
and do all that, and then he started, telling them about things, and they're pretty sure that he's telling the truth about it. But
Fair enough. Fair enough. After that, well, after that, these Bane, Kaza, and Pyro went back to Domovoid via teleportation.
yeah.
Although
first they had the Pyro tried to
right.
talk to Vane and Kaza about the
the
Etra thing, and then it was just oof, ouchie.
Yeah, the whole conversation of Pyro trying to ask Team Chaos if they could pretty please helping out when it comes to finding his friend that is apparently in the Asia continent, Skypelago, and Pyro was just unable to come up with some sort of reason for Team Chaos to be involved. Or rather, what it was in it for us. They eventually settle on some sort of reward in the near future by virtue of Casa bringing it up.
Yep, and making it an official guild request. That way, they also at least get some actual reputational gains from it.
Yeah, and also they talked about Apollo, specifically the part of the trio of BN Noir and whatever the other one is called. They were talking about Noir this time. The Metagross that's apparently continuously trying to go insane.
The last of the trio was like Weiss or something, right? Name-wise, I think.
BN Noir and Weiss.
Yep.
Does BN is BN a color in some other language, or is that does BN just not follow the pattern?
As far as I'm aware, it's the only other thing that I'm aware of that's called a bean is a type of weapon.
Fair. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. After that, the conversation about the conversation of Pyro explaining what Noir is about, just so that we can look out for him whenever we travel. The three of them went back to the guild hall Gullykin, not Gullykin, Dumbo Boy. And on the other side, Wade and Scruff were pretty much conversing with Team Snack Attack. Do you remember what the conversation was about, Rob? If you can speak now.
No.
Well, damn, there's a lot of gaps in my memories for last session for some reason.
I think it's because it was a lot of talking, like even more than our usual amount of talking last session.
Yeah.
So a lot of this could be summarized as convo instead of combat.
Well, if it was Team Snack Attack, it probably revolved around food.
More than likely.
I think it was about the discussion about the sap.
Oh
that was
yeah.
it, the different types of sap and possibly harvesting food from nature outside.
And also maybe bread.
And also baking bread, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Which mostly came up because Scruff would, bake just the raw sap into bread.
Yeah.
Unrefined.
Scruff did not know what syrup was, and Team Snack Attack was more than happy to introduce him to the concept. And then Chomper showed up and joined in on the conversation for a while about the sap and the bread. Although eventually he went to ask Wade for something, which was oh wait, before all this there is one more thing that happened before this.
The hell? One moment, everybody. Something weird happened. Trying to get it fixed. And we've suddenly lost internet. Oh boy. I think we had a momentary power outage. So I'm going to pause the recording and we'll hopefully get back into it very soon. And the recording is unpaused. Yeah. Okay. We're good now.
Alrighty. I'll just start from the beginning there because it was probably interrupted in the middle of it. Wade got a present probably by quality of Casa's that is suddenly spawning right next to him, and while Wade was a bit apprehensive about reading it, he realized that this thing didn't spawn by itself. If it was quality that decided to do that, there's probably something that he that quality was wait to see. So he ended up renting the rage room for like 2 hours so that he can read it in there and not be surprised by somebody suddenly teleporting into it. Hopefully. And Wade ended up finding quite a few interesting things. He first went to the back of the diary to check out what this is about, and he realized that this diary isn't just from Casa's perspective. It's a diary that is basically writing down the entire team's activities from their from their perspective. And it's kind of very detailed at that. So, going at the back going at the very back of where he ends, Wade ended up finding out that Akasa seems to be a bit upset at the moment. But then he went back to see at what point the diary began, and it was like a few days from when everybody arrived at this world. So then Wade proceeded to begin scanning for things, and he found that apparently somebody has been redacting some information on the diary periodically, some information here and there. And then he finds one big place where there is a particularly high amount of redacted words, which were immediately preceded by Bane, like being really, really observant about Jaeger and his team's activities, and basically trying to find information on them. Which
it wasn't immediately preceded, but it was like pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. So Wade is. This is pretty much confirmation to Wade that Wayne was the one that did it. And I mean this is not like a magic diary is not like hard evidence in court, but at the very least this is like it's pretty damning. So
That proves it on a personal level, but not anything that's actually actionable.
Yep. Which is an improvement over the current situation, so I'll take it. After that, Wade decided to just break one base inside of the rage room, and then left to rejoin Scruff and Sting's snack attack, and then Chomper joined in. There was a lot of talk about the syrup and cooking and bread, and then Chomper began asking Wade for some stuff, and he basically asked him if he could switch over to Pass on the next day because he really needs him for something. And also kind of made Wade a bit amused by using almost word for word saying to him what ended up making Casa upset at Chomper earlier. And I think I'm having it. I think that's where we left it. Unless there was something else that happened after that.
I think it was because I remember us commenting on it.
I love the quote that Gimund just spawned.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, not like Vane would kill Wade anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. Off to you, DG. Whenever you're ready.
Alrighty then. So, who shall we begin with? Because I believe the situation is, right now, Pyro is in Lulite with the library and getting ready to start, or to make his mission. Squirrel is on a roof, contemplating existence. And Kaza and Vane are coming to get the rest of the team, and Wade and Scruff are at the table with Team Snack Attack. And at this moment, Chomper is going to go get an idea, and he's going to say he's going to be busy for a while. He needs to go talk with Amari about something.
Okay.
Excellent.
I mean, Squirrel is also studying the books.
Fair enough. The books are helpful. So, does anyone in particular want to go? Or shall I just pick one set?
Pick.
Alright. Pyro, I have an important question. Did you leave Edge in your room?
I think he did. But also he BRB'd a second ago, so.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Another
also,
set then.
Also, unless what you may call it, unless Pyro went to Dumba Boy to get Edge back and then went to Lulite, yeah, Edge would be still tied in the room.
Or maybe not tied in the room, but like in Dumba Boy.
And yes, Edge is still back there.
Oh, welcome back.
He is still tied to the bed unless he has freed himself.
Considering you went out of your way to put him in the scabbard, put the tag on him, and tied him up.
Yeah, I don't think Edge
Wrapped
is
him
moving.
up pretty thorough.
I don't think Edge is moving.
Well, it was nice having a teammate while it lasted.
I mean, can you really consider Edge a teammate? He's
Well,
like
no,
at
that's
best
why-
a distraction.
That's why I'm saying it was nice having one while it lasted, because Edge is going to kill Pyro.
Oh.
But that implies Edge will be competent about something and actually do something.
Also, Pyro is technically already half dead? Question mark?
He is a ghost type sometimes. So,
I
know.
mean, Edge likes leaving jobs half finished anyway. He'll leave that one half finished.
I didn't think about that.
I knew someone would. Someone would do it eventually. No, Pyro's just demoing the afterlife.
Oh no.
Don't worry, he's just a guest. He won't be around for long. Oh, yep, he's a dark type again.
No, not a new counter.
Oh boy.
I approve of this new counter.
So I suppose I'll just ask, Pyro, are you ready, or should I go over to Wade and Scruff?
I'm ready.
Begin. You have been deposited in front of the library for two things that I will remind you of. You were going to talk to Samantha because she was a wilder. Then
he's
you were
gonna,
going to make a mission
Yeah.
for Team Chaos to join you.
He did, I imagine he did the mission request, before he went to the library. Because he arrived at the Lulite Guild Hall first, if I'm right.
He did.
Yeah, so now he's on to the second thing. So he's gonna head inside.
The doors swing open, and Bean is your greeter today.
Hi.
Ah, Haru, it's good to see you. How are you doing?
Good. Is Samantha around?
She is. I do believe that she's, And he's going to pause. She's extinguishing a fire in the training room. He set another dummy on fire. Because... And I don't believe that she's forgetting, but hay burns. Electricity is hot.
Oh boy. Has she thought of getting a non-flammable dummy?
No. Most non-flammable materials are too tough, I believe her wording was. Can't really punch a rock and expect your hand to be fine.
Huh.
That or they explode and send shrapnel in many directions, and she'd rather not patch herself up after a little bit of training.
Yeah, I think that's the nicer one.
Punch rocks.
Well, thank you. And he's gonna, head off to the training room.
Samantha clearly needs to get her hands on the Rock Smash TM or HM rather.
She prefers being an electric specialist with a few other options for ground types.
So Pyro is heading to the training room.
Yeah.
There is the familiar training room, with Samantha indeed putting out a burning wooden dummy that seems to have still slightly exploded.
Is it, like, still
Potentially
on
from
fire?
impact. It is.
Oh, jeez.
She's taking sand on top of it.
As I look through my inventory to see if I have anything that might help with this. He's gonna just run over and help put it out.
Fair enough. More sand later, and the fire has been put out. Oh, hey, you long. No, the long tail is the other one. Pyro.
She confused Pyro with Burden for a moment.
Oh, she confused him with Vex.
Ah,
She never met Verdant.
true.
She just saw blue fire. No,
Fair.
tail length. Pyro.
Yeah. I don't think we really talked much.
We didn't. Though I've heard about you.
I kind of fear to ask if
No, they're
it's
not good things.
kind of fear to ask if it's me or the one who's usually back here. As he's pointing to the back where Edge normally is.
I mean, the first time I even heard that you existed was because of a murder charge.
Oh yeah, there was that. Well, I'm here to kind of ask you a question. Because I heard you were a wilder, apparently.
I see. Alright, get it out of your system. As she sits down with a frown.
I reiterate.
So, what's it
was
gonna be
me.
today? More slurs? Questions about how people taste? Hobbies I developed, maybe?
Questions about Etra.
What was that, Sim?
I was just saying, I reiterate, it was nice having a teammate while it lasted.
Oh no!
I thought it was going to be Edge, but we know very well that Samantha is very eager and willing to hurt. We'll put it that way.
Hold on.
Yes.
Whatever you're about to say, Inja, I would just like to present Exhibit A, Chomper's face.
Well, hold on.
Chomper's face
That's
doesn't
because
count.
that's not digging into her past. That was him asking her out and in the same breath saying, "Oh wait, I'm gay. Never mind."
Yes, you're right. But this is also Pyro.
Oh, no.
True. This is Pyro without Edge to be the lightning rod.
Thumbs up.
So
nice knowing-
there
it
is
was-
a non-0% chance that he'll be mauled, but it is not guaranteed.
It was nice knowing you, Pyro.
So
He
long
did
as
just
as we do
potentially
say,
ask about something that she has a negative connotation to. But he did immediately say, "No, it's not about you being a wilder. I want to ask about Etra." So I think it'll go okay.
Okay, shall we continue?
She'll perk slightly and say, "You want to know about Etra? Why?"
He's gonna sit down. Well, I found out a friend of mine is there and not kind of in danger. But I have no idea
To
what
raise her
island.
brow suspiciously, like, "Your friend's on Etra and he's not in danger. I don't know what you had, but I'd like some too."
Yeah, that tracks.
Quotes are very sentient today.
Sounds pretty good, actually.
Oh. Be more specific. It's a person from the same world I came from.
guess maybe some tribe was probably sympathetic if he was if he was a tiny amnesiac.
Yeah, the problem is, from what I've looked at, like, maps of Etra, trying to find him on which island, oh boy. As he's now, pulling out his map.
She's gonna check it out and just like nod slowly. Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Yeah, so, I kind of came to you because I heard you might be able to help narrow it down.
Fair enough. Alright, what are we working with? Tell me anything.
Well, I guess the first thing I heard was that he was being cunning as his method of survival.
That does imply that he's been interacting with others, so right, it is a tribal territory. And she like reaches over and scratches out 3 islands with her claw. She is damaging the map, but she is marking them off.
To be fair, this map Pyro has also has markings of other places, so he's not really bothered by it.
I mean,
We can probably cross out these places then. They just kind of routinely explode, don't worry about it. Not really habitable.
I see.
They put themselves back together.
Wait. As he's now sort of, you know what, thinking, I'll save that one for after.
focus, Pyroclast, focus.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know about Wilders, but we're magic as fuck. But we use different magic. We use the magic that kind of kills ourselves, but it is strong.
According to the source, he's I don't know if it was like, I think they said a floatzel in the thing we went through. But yeah, but he's being careful with his words because he's still thinking that that's sort of on the down low.
I mean, fair enough.
Alright, so he'll be wanting to be somewhere with water then. Somewhere with regular access to water, rather. Potentially a larger amount. So... as she'll regard the map again. Few sources. The biggest one is definitely contested territory there. That's not good for clever people because they're more likely to just ask for your liver forcefully. Okay.
And I guess if it helps at all, are any of the specific islands of Etra more like technologically advanced than the others? Because the world we come from is very technologically advanced. So he might be more comfortable towards that area.
There are some that have weird metal. that is super hard. But sorry, wilders don't mess with technology. I wouldn't even be able to identify if it was just some anomaly or actual tech.
Can you
Well,
at least...
when I was there anyway.
Which islands have this weird metal?
Well, it's been a long time, but she's going to tap a few places with her claw before stopping on one.
He's gonna look at the map and see if it has a name.
This island doesn't have a name, but it does have a landmark that is known. The Moonlit Lagoon. I remember something was here. It was under the water, actually. Because when it was nighttime, you could look at the water and see the stars, supposedly. But every time I looked down, there were more stars than there were in the sky in that water.
Oh. I think that's like the water may have been magnifying the view a little bit, because some stars aren't exactly visible to the naked eye.
I remember it was weird, but I didn't really have much more to think about it than that. It's probably a good place to look, I guess.
Yeah, that's candidate number 1. And as Pyro's looking at it, how far inland is it?
It's pretty far inland, but she's then going to point at another spot. And here we have the Screaming Cliffs.
I'm just going to take a guess and say the wind is more turbulent there.
Oh, very, very, very much so. But there were strange, non-conforming metals there too. But when the wind pressed against them, oof, sent shivers down me. Spooky things. You'd think someone was actually being murdered there.
Was it like...
Slowly, not efficiently.
Is it like when you scrape your claws against metal?
Kinda, yeah. And here we have this one too. Cloudbreaker Arch. This kind of marks the border of Etre. It goes all the way to the edge. No water here, but even we can't really make sense of it. It's a giant stone arch that's just kind of suspended in the air. And while I've never personally been there, I've heard that things are there.
So it's like a ring that surrounds the entire archipelago?
No, it's just kind of like floating off to one side. You can almost never even see the entirety of it. But it's also never completely covered either. Clouds just can't wrap around it all the way. So it's the Cloudbreaker Arch.
I'm going to... Let's see. And Pyro's now going to use his chat function with Edge and kind of say the places that have been marked off.
You bleep, bleep,
Right.
bleep, 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 bleep.
Edge's response is, sup, bitch. See, you're making some progress.
He's gonna type out, yep. And he's also going to tell him about a couple of the landmarks and see what he thinks of them.
Well, first of all, you're a chode. Let's just get that out of the way.
Okay. As Pyro doesn't really understand it.
Alright, what are we working with? I mean, those are pretty good candidates. Any particularly mysterious places? Maybe ask her about that?
And then he types back, yeah, I've been starting to get a feeling that he might want to explore, like, these weird places. I have a suspicion the Moonlit Lagoon is probably a good home base for him, but he might be, like, all over the place.
I mean, he's probably not even staying where it's safe. You know, Alex.
True. And then he's gonna go back to talking to Samantha. So any really mysterious places other than the Screaming Cliffs and Cloudbreaker?
Well... There's the Shattered Airy. Good place for collecting lightning energy, even though we can't. It's a pretty chaotic region, as she's tapping over to one of the places that she had marked out formerly because it fucking explodes.
Ah.
But if you're asking for mystery, and she's going to tap somewhere that there isn't a marker, over here is the Voidfall Chasm.
Oh boy.
It's kind of just a hole in the ground that we think goes past where the land should be. Also, you can't light it up. It kind of just swallows all light that tries to go in there. And you'd never really hear anything hit the bottom if you drop it in there.
Pyro is just like staring. Oh, that's an anomaly.
Spooky, isn't it?
It's like a black hole, but without the gravity. But it still swallows a light.
That's right. Nothing anyone ever does successfully illuminates very far in.
Has anyone, like, gone in it and then come back out?
Nope.
Oh. Well... I have several questions about that. But I get the feeling I'm not gonna get any answers right by being here.
I mean, I haven't got much to tell you. I've kicked rocks in there before because I was curious, and then I just stopped hearing them.
Did it seem like the rocks accelerated, like an unnatural acceleration?
Listen, this is when I was a kid. I've got no idea.
Ah, fair. I guess, and then Pyro's gonna go on to explain about what Alex was like in his world, and see if that might affect anything. But also bring up the fact that he probably has a void parasite, so
She's
Kinda-
finally going to tap her. She's finally going to tap her claw on 2 different places. Alright. Now, the first one, this is the Celestial Roost. Supposedly, and this is supposedly, this is the origin point that keeps all of the wind that keeps Atre aloft. It's kind of important though. People kind of treat it pretty with like religious reverence.
I can sort of see why, especially if it's like a control station.
And here, and she's going to point at one of the larger land masses and tap a spot, is the Skyforge Caverns. It's glowy. Very glowy. And contains a lot of minerals with type energy in them. And we make tools out of them.
Oh,
It's
Squirrel
kind
would
of
love-
weird that they're very plentiful, actually. Especially because outside, they're pretty rare.
Yeah, I can sort of see that.
But apart from there, I got nothing.
So, how close is like the Moonlit Lagoon to all the other places besides Screaming Cliffs, Cloudbreaker, and Shattered Airy?
Alright. The Screaming Cliffs aren't too far away from the Cloudbreaker. Moonlit Lagoon's kind of off on its own. The Skyforge Caverns are kinda towards the middle, and the Celestial Roost is more towards the north, but that place is protected by one of the largest and most powerful tribes that have not needed to migrate, which is saying something. It is impressive if you can hold territory.
I mean, I could sort of see why. Depending on values and such,
And the Voidfall Caverns, she is going to tap to the southernmost landmass. It's not a particularly large one. right here. Though there's like rarely bridges that'll show up to get you there. So like, get on there if one happens to be there, and get off quick because bridges don't last.
Yeah, probably given all the, I don't know what wind is like in between the islands within Etra, but I know outside Etra there's basically a wind wall.
Yep. Makes leaving a bitch. But it is also the reason why, kinda, if you want to get off Etra, you just get to an edge and jump.
How does Etra itself ever like move?
I don't know. Once I left, I never paid it any more mind.
Fair.
Wouldn't be surprised though.
You ever seen the Celestial Roost?
I haven't. Tried to sneak in there once, but they almost fucking killed me.
Any like glimpses of from the outside, or couldn't even get that far?
I mean, it's a mountain, so it's kind of rare. But like, I never got to look on what's on the mountain.
Ah. And then
Though mountains on Etre, needless to say, also rare.
yeah. So, do you know how it like floats?
No idea.
Okay.
We just assumed that was the magic at work. Because here's the thing. People in Etre, we don't know about the rest of the world. Surprisingly enough. We just think that this is normal.
And then Pyro is gonna tell him about the other places he learned. And
Samantha's going to raise a paw. I'm not like that anymore. Remember, the library teleports all across the world. I've seen it.
yeah, I'm just asking Edge because we have a bit of a chat function about what he thinks.
That sounds annoying.
Well, I don't think he's quite learned enough about it yet to annoy me with it, because it was learned rather recently.
Is he calling me slurs?
No, me, because I tied him to a bedpost.
All right, Pyro. I'm gonna carefully ask you one more time. What did you just say?
I mean, it was pretty clear. He said he tied him to a bedpost.
No, because she said, "Is he calling me slurs?" And I think I heard, "No, me."
Oh.
I was not going to say anything because this is peak.
I heard that as well, yeah.
This is hilarious.
Oh god, poor Pyro.
like Edge is gonna get whacked.
So, like, tell me if I misheard.
Well, Pyro said, in response to the question. Oh, I think I phrased it wrong.
Yeah.
Now he realizes.
He's gonna continue. No,
There are
he's calling,
two very stern eyes bearing down upon him with a particular emphasis on the side of his ribs.
no, he's calling me slurs because I tied him to a bedpost.
Perfect timing, I know. Perfect timing.
She's going to pause, like faltering for a moment, like, oh, well, I guess good for you two, but also kind of rude. I'm pretty sure that is not a form of aftercare.
Depends on
Dot.
the person there, Enja.
Dot. Oh, please, not you two. I've already. I think.
Listen.
failed.
I don't know any other ways I can interpret that. You left him tied to your bed?
He was annoying me.
Alright, what is Edge?
Hone Edge.
That's pretty on the nose. Alright then. Wait, how can you
Yeah. I tried to explain to him in the past that the name wasn't great. But he insisted.
Well, alright, Pyro the fire type.
At least mine's more unique.
Rank
I
up.
guess.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Whoop.
Alright, Vane, sick 'em. They're coming in to attack, so sick 'em. Hello,
Nah, I mean,
Lightball.
Vade's not even around right now. He can't do shit.
Also, we had a raid of one person.
Yes, thank you for the raid,
Unless that is all
Lightball.
it is.
Hope you had a good stream.
But yeah, Pyro's looking back at the map. How much has it been narrowed down in terms of islands?
Well, there is 4 that you need that are to be checked out now. 3 sizable ones and 1 that's kind of smaller. Across all of Etre, that's actually a lot.
Pyro's gonna relay this information to Edge.
So if you got all your meat left, if the answer is yes, I'm disappointed in this cannibal.
My God.
Did Edge say that, or did she?
Edge is saying that in the chat.
Pyro's
what-
gonna ask him, are you able to hear?
You told me she was a wilder. and what that means. So, like, if you're going on without me, I can only assume you're going to be eaten, at least a little bit. Like some kind of information tax or something.
No. But do you have any ideas on how we could narrow it down from these four? Because you've known him longer.
Well, he's not one to sit still. So I guess probably the mysterious places. Maybe even just, with our luck, the most dangerous place. So I'm saying it's either going to be the fucking black hole, the religious place, or that island that explodes with electric energy.
Well, there's also
Trust our luck.
There's also the fact that, as he's looking at the map, is the Celestial Roost place one of the islands that's marked off?
It is not one of the islands it is not one of the places that is air quotes non-habitable and marked off. It is one of the northern islands, a particularly large landmass, and a mountain.
So, he's gonna both, say it in their chat and then, tell Samantha. The source said that he might be a hostage soon if I don't hurry to a
Hostage? By
religious
who?
group.
Okay, if it's a religious group, that sounds like the mountain.
Thumbs up. I mean, at least you narrow it down even further.
So, let me remind you that they're one of the most powerful groups on Atre, and largest, and least likely to negotiate, especially if you have any interest in their fucking mountain.
It would explain why he's been cunning then, if he's trying to survive.
True. I guess it's not impossible. I never had the silver tongue that other people call it. Never really my style.
He was a very social person.
Then hey, maybe he can do it.
Yeah.
How dare you, Lightpaw?
So he's probably either hanging around the Celestial Roost if we don't get to him in time, or probably one of the areas nearby, because apparently he's not one to sit still.
Well then, if he's close by, he is not near the void hole.
How close is the Moonlit Lagoon to the Celestial Roost?
It's like an island away, I guess.
Alright, no. Moonlit Lagoon is after Alex is found. Then again, I don't even know if he's going by that name anymore. Probably not.
Oh, if he's not, you're gonna have some trouble.
Well, he probably has a void parasite, so...
Alright, you're looking for an amnesiac float seal, weasel, what are we working with?
Weasel?
Yeah, that checks out.
He said that in a questioning manner. Like, what's up, Weasel?
Wait, it's the thing that turns into float seal. Just like
Oh.
Charmanders turn into Charmeleons.
Ah. I know some Pokemon species. Just still... Let's just say I was on an adventure.
It's a lot, don't worry about it.
But yeah. This helps it narrow it down a lot. And I think, where are those? And which island is the Skyforge Caverns on?
Bottom, middle, this one. Tap, tap.
Oh, it's close to the exit.
It's closer to the hole than not.
Well, he meant by exit as in, like, the edge of the island. The
Yeah.
continent.
That it is.
Feel the backhand of justice!
I guess, if he's at the Celestial Roost, it would probably not be a good idea to enter from directly there. What would be a good entry point if, the Celestial Roost is the destination, in your opinion?
I'd say enter from the north, then you'll have the least ground to cover. But, I mean, I haven't really put much thought into it. I don't even know who's where anymore. Tribes move around all the time.
I guess I have a question, then. Because, Sigmund said that I don't really know too much about these culty copies, but apparently one of them is on Etra.
Multi copy?
You... Apparently,
Remember that these are not common knowledge.
These are not common knowledge, and we have not been here in, at least for like the party as a group, going over things with her for a while.
Pyros.
Also, isn't culty like banned from the library, or was that
Yes,
somebody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was culty.
So I don't think Samantha knows much about culty. Just enough to ban him from the library.
Well, the quick summary is, Culty's a bad parent with his substitutes, and sometimes he leaves them places, and they
Jesus
get
Christ.
powers. And apparently,
What did Samantha said?
Oh, Christ. Of course he's a bad parent. On top of everything else, eh?
Also, a bad parent to substitutes? Question mark.
I don't think Samantha's going to question it too much, considering it involves culty and fucking up slightly.
Fair enough.
But yeah, apparently this one is at a war with the Wilders, according to Sigmund. And given that you don't really know what's going on, I'm gonna guess this is newer information to you.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really keep up with world news.
Well, to be fair, I only learned this because of Sigmund.
Oh, go figure. He never comes by. Not that I care, but like, cool that he's talking to people like us.
Yeah. Sigmund's reaction to this culty copy was definitely unusual compared to his normal demeanor. I think concerned would be the best word. Not fear, but definitely concern. Because apparently he worded it like, this culty copy with a week's worth of memories wouldn't be a good time. Or easy for him, probably.
Alright, now you don't need to make a roll for this, but there is a moment where Samantha just pauses and engages in a 1,000-yard stare. She just gazes at nothing in particular, as if she's living as if she's going through a flashback.
Pyro's waving his claw in front of her.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Is Pyroclast getting punched?
Punch.
No background interruption, it sounds like.
Dang it.
Dogs.
Dogs.
Douglas, the neighbors.
You know, you're making it pretty easy when mention of the counter increases the counter.
Anyway. She's going to shake her head a little bit. Argent.
So you do know him?
Yeah, he's been around. Might be one of the reasons that this is not a singular landmass.
Pyro blinks.
Ooh, lore.
Pyro is going to just say in the chat between him and Edge, avoid urgent.
Yeah, no. Let me say it this way. People in Etro like to fight. People like to fight strong people to prove themselves on Etro a lot. That fucker just wanders around, and if you pick a fight, he will raise a hand and destroy you and everything around, and you have to run now because your entire village is now falling off the land because the land is not connected to the rest of the land anymore. And you've got to fucking run. Because some fuck-ass decided, hey, maybe he's not that tough.
What's his demeanor normally if he's not challenged?
Like... He looks inoffensive and bored, I think. Like he'll look at someone and, like, consider them as much as he considers the air.
So he's like a walking disaster. Challenge the disaster and you get a disaster.
Yes!
And then he's going to type to Edge, do not challenge Argent, and actually use Edge's name.
And I shit talk him.
He actually used his real name.
Oh, this is serious. Alright, fine. So yeah, no, I've kind of buried that memory.
I don't blame you. And I kind of see why Sigmund is actually a little concerned.
A little.
Well, the Pyro, he was a little concerned.
Fair.
Yeah. Argent on a floating island. Yeah, that's not a good combination.
Yeah, especially because it's kind of hard to tell if you're on the landmass that will stay stable or not.
Yeah, because I imagine if the landmass he directs his power into will definitely be destroyed, but there's going to be, like, shocks to the other surrounding landmasses.
Yeah.
Also,
no.
if you chop something in half, are you in the half that'll stay still or that will move?
Good question.
Let's just say that Argent is the walking definition of collateral damage.
Lot of damage.
He
God.
is the source of collateral damage. So fight him if you just kind of hate everything. Yeah, that sounds about right. No, fight him if everyone you hate is nearby.
Excellent.
That's a good trump card plan if he's nearby.
Yeah, sure. Maybe you can take him to Celestial Roost.
So I'm guessing, how is he, like, personality-wise, then? He's
I don't
not,
think
like...
he's got much of a personality.
Yeah, that... Sigmund did say something that he keeps, like, a journal, but only that he writes really important stuff in it, I think. Because his power apparently, that he sacrifices his own memories, which is why I said Argent with a weak worth of memories is a little concerning to Sigmund.
Listen, we know. Parents tell their kids, but kids are fuck asses.
Oh, so Arjen is literally the Etros boogeyman.
Yeah. So if we do encounter Argent, basically be passive.
Or ignore him. Walk past.
And if we do have to interact with him, do not challenge him. Got it.
Nothing that could be considered aggressive. Don't.
Do not.
Pyro is writing in their chat. If we have to interact, do not be aggressive.
I guess I'll just not talk then.
I mean, fair.
But yeah. Thanks for the help with this.
Problem. Ugh, that was a bad memory, but like I'm glad I told you before you walked into that.
To be fair, Sigmund sort of warned me a little bit, but I kind of wanted to know more about them specifically.
Yeah. No, you're looking at a proud Argent collateral survivor by technicality. Except I'm not really proud of it because I fucking ran. I just woke up and I had to run or I was gonna fall somewhere. I don't even know where I would have ended up.
Yeah. Also, you ever thought of getting non-flammable dummies? Looking over to the burnt straw dummy.
It's a burnt wood dummy, but she's going to shrug a little bit and just say like, I don't know. I kind of do like it when they catch fire though. It's a hassle though. But it's the price I pay.
Fair. I wonder if there's like a non-flammable like material you could use instead.
I could try a rubber dummy, but then they just melt eventually.
Well, I meant more like a material that's similar to this.
I'm not familiar.
I would have to...
Unless you're meaning rock or something, in which case I'll decline.
Yeah, rock is not a good idea. There's always metal, but... both me and Bian kind of say that probably wouldn't be a good idea given, like, fragments and stuff.
Well, anything else, or shall I send you on your way?
Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for the help. And he's gonna start heading out of the training room.
Good luck, I guess. Get your guy and get out. Don't stay on Etre.
And as Pyro's making his way out of the training room. Wait, how am I gonna tell them to come pick me up?
Is he saying that in earshot of Samantha?
No, he's thinking that internally.
Great question.
Whoops.
When it got to the end of the day, Vane was just gonna, if Pyro, he doesn't know when Pyro would be done, so he just was planning on asking Kaza at the end of the day. That way, there's no potential mix-up. Also, in Vane's opinion, it would not be the worst thing in the world if Pyro actually spent a day in the library. He has an entire place that he has to research now, so.
Yeah, I guess Pyro's just gonna be looking through some of the books and see if there's any interesting like technological books.
There are, actually. Though remember that he was also going to submit a mission request.
Oh, he did that before.
Yeah.
Righty then. Then with Pyrus spending some time here, it is over to Kaza and Vane.
Whom are just going to be teleporting back. So where does Kaza drop them off at?
He entered into their team room in Domovoy to then go find the rest of the party. And since they left Scruff here, the idea is the canteen.
Yep. Although I was going to ask for obvious reasons. I know they went back to the room at some point. I assume that this is like, technically speaking, this is happening like at the end of the last scene and not like some other weird time, right? End of the last scene for them.
That is correct.
All right. In that case, Vane will agree with the canteen idea and then also say, also it'll be where the largest amount of people usually are, so it'll just give us the best chance at finding them anyway. Although, I guess we do have a minute to ourselves. So, I will bring up, because, and just as a reminder, Vane, unless he's, actively doing official business, does not wear his badge.
Yep.
And I don't know if Kaza would have his on right now. I don't know if he takes his off or just leaves it on.
He's been starting to build a habit of if he's not on a mission, he can just stow it.
All right. In that case, Vane will go.
Air quotes, Vane might be a slightly bad influence, but Kaza doesn't care.
Oh no, Kaza, who knows that his boyfriend is a murderer, might be getting some bad influences out of Vane in terms of a habit. But yeah, no, Vane will just go, and Kaza, just so you know, I don't particularly plan on Demir surviving this.
Oh, no, that's up to the Gyarados. And if I were to put money down, I don't think the Gyarados is up for that either.
No, considering that Esther actually told me that if I wanted to take care of it, I could.
Ooh.
Her only requests were that he suffer appropriately. Now, for guild reasons, he's still going to be delivered very alive, but that's probably going to say more about Sigmund if I can get his help for it than anything else. Otherwise, I'll have to be a lot more careful about it. I did promise that I'd keep you relatively up to date on things, so not exactly about to go breaking that.
Well, thank you then. But no, I don't mind. Honestly, I might be glad that he's gone. Or going to be gone. Because now he can't get another knife and try that shit again.
That is true. But this is also so that way, you know, in case you happen to notice that I'm not around where I probably am. So, now that I've properly discussed that with you, let's find the rest of the team.
Yeah, let's go. Meeting Chomper, he actually declines to come along, to which Kaza understands, as the outcome seems pretty obvious. And Mr. Friendship Boy probably doesn't want to see an ugly ending. And that is fine.
I agree.
Yep. Because, yeah, considering, like, everything involved, it's pretty obvious that even if Vayne doesn't do something, that there is no way in hell that Gyarados is letting this guy live.
And to the canteen.
Vayne will look around. I'm just going to assume that, like, you know, they're going to be there because that's where they were.
Yep.
I mean, the rest of the party went on a foraging trip.
Well, yeah, but we showed up at the end, so this will be, technically speaking, when they're getting ready to go on said foraging trip.
Oh, that means Vayne gets a chance to see the god-awful twig rune scratches that are adorning a heap of papers in the middle of the table. You will get to appreciate Scruff's version of writing.
That's a word.
Oh, dang, Kaza, you two came at a good time.
Oh, did we?
We were just planning to go off on a bit of a foraging trip.
Oh, well, actually, we were getting ready to collect you guys for, well, Demir is ready to be moved.
Wade is going to actually turn around and turn around and stand up. Oh, I see. So that's what the important leadership discussion was about.
Yep. They're done getting information out of him, so as the ones that captured him, we can be the ones that deliver him.
Also known as they want us to be the ones to deliver him to Gullykin, where the Gyarados is waiting.
Wade is going to nod. Okay. How are we going to deliver him?
Horus wagon.
They're setting up a transport for it.
When is that going to be ready?
Well, we technically have a good few hours. We're just supposed to set out in the next couple of days.
Okay.
So I guess there's nothing that would stop you from going on this foraging expedition if you really wanted to. It's just also, if you do that, we're probably going to be going and leaving in the morning, so don't stay out too late.
We weren't thinking of making it an all-night thing, so yeah. Right.
It would surprise me exactly none if there were, in fact, special foraging things that you could only get in this world at night.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
No, but there's also other days that we could go foraging for that.
Well,
We can
yes,
choose
but that's
which
also why I
day.
was letting you know just not to go out and stay out very late doing that, because we're going to be doing something in the morning.
But what about that special berry that is only available on Tuesdays at midnight exactly?
Yes, the minute it becomes 201, it turns to dust if it has not been harvested.
But if you dare harvest it, a minute too early, it's useless.
No
What's a
effect
Tuesday?
at all.
There's
Alright.
gotta actually be something like that in the world somewhere.
Probably.
Oh yeah, there definitely is.
Probably some godfuckery.
Honestly, like one of the top locations for that in my mind would be the Everbloom Forest. I mean, come on, it's been maintained and sustained by a god's heir for the past few thousand years. In any case, are you still going to go out and do your foraging trip?
Wade is going to look at Scruff.
Well, it might be fun
Wade is
and
going to nod.
educational.
Yeah. I honestly, I was looking forward to this, so I would rather go if you guys
Alright.
don't mind.
We'll go in the morning then.
Wade gives a thumbs up.
I guess I can go out with them. I do happen to know a good bit, actually, about the local plants and their uses. Cuts back to, like, episode 10 of Season 1 when Vane picks up a foraging specialty.
I never put it to use till now.
That's how it goes.
He's had this for the past forever, because this is also before we knew enough about the world to realize, this is the most useful thing. But I never got rid of it because that is something you could just leave on the sheet and it'll eventually somehow save your life at one point.
Understandable.
Scribbled something else on the pile of papers. If you look closely, you realize that in several places he's gone over the edge of the page and onto another page without stopping.
I'm just going to ignore that for now. Kaza, would you like to come with, or do you actually have other things that you'd like to do?
I think I'm gonna go try and talk with my parents a bit more. We have a lot of ground to cover. Rather, I want to know what they've been up to. I think my dad fought with my family on my mom's side.
I heard about
Thinking
that.
about it, wasn't there something about a psychic enclave needing a bunch of construction material?
Oh god, he did.
So that's why they need the construction material. Fair enough.
Oh god, he probably destroyed a lot of it, actually. Oh dear.
That also probably explains why your sister, who is supposed to be secluded there, is suddenly here and hanging around.
Yeah, that... Okay. Alright, I've got questions.
That does make a lot of sense.
One of them being why. But also thank you, I think? Good luck.
Yeah, go have fun with your family, Kaza.
Enjoy.
Okay, thank you. As Kazu's going to go over and visit his family again.
Suddenly a lot more worried about, wait, what did you do, Dad?
Oh god, he just picked a fight with a whole lot of psychics. Oh no.
Just the equivalent of Dad, no. To be fair, that quote feels very CL.
I'm going to be playing tennis.
Someone during combat.
He does feel very CL.
That seems very CL.
Agreed.
Also, Ido, if you're there, make sure to increment that counter.
Incremented twice.
All right. Well, I guess Vane will finally get to use his foraging specialty.
Hooray!
Hooray.
God, I've had this for so long. To be fair, I don't think anyone will question why Vane knows so much about this, but in case anyone does, he's literally just going to say the name Chomper.
The moment that's mentioned, Way will understand.
That is all that requires being said.
Okay, so what kind of role should we make for the foraging? Is it
You're going through the dungeon?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't supposed to be the dungeon. It was foraging around the Domoboy area.
Yeah,
Ah,
they weren't
right.
prospecting anything. They were literally just going to go and find plants around the Domovoy area.
Okay. With that being the case, I guess it would be a survival roll.
Yeah.
I mean, this was kind of Scruff's idea, so we should probably let Scruff roll it.
Yeah.
I am rapidly typing something to Digi of something I just checked my character sheet and went, oh, I never actually did that.
Oh,
Oh,
Oops.
good.
whoops.
Good to handle that swiftly then.
Please tell me you had a valid character.
What does that mean?
What?
Oh, okay. So here's a really funny thing. Ren tried to min-max a character and power build it, in Power Game ended up making a not even valid character because they didn't fill out their sheet correctly, so it was an invalid character.
Towers looked over my sheet as well as Digi has looked over my sheet, and it's past them, so...
Yeah, he does have an
it's
actually
not,
valid
then.
character.
If it's not, then blame them. I think I filled it out properly.
Yeah, it might not be the most up-to-date thing in existence, but it's definitely a valid character.
Good.
I think you had like 250 XP or something like that.
Oh, I still haven't spent any XP in a while.
Also known as, Dear God, no one let Scruff get near combat right now.
Understood. Challenge Scruff to duel. Got it.
Oh dear.
To be fair, if Squirrel wants to
Oh,
have like an actual decent duel with anyone, should probably just be Wade. Weapon users.
Yeah.
I just looked at his sheet and had a moment of, wait, that doesn't look right. Yay. Thank you, Deji.
All right. Anyways, I vote that we let Scruff roll it because this was kind of his thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I won't be able to contribute any dice to it because I can't.
unless you give teamwork and Vane gives survival.
No, that's the problem. Wade doesn't have teamwork for some reason.
Uh-oh.
Did you not give Wade teamwork?
For some reason, no. Weird.
You did. You didn't give the diplomatic negotiator. Okay.
To be
I guess he's used to being a solo act. I guess he's...
To be entirely fair, I haven't updated Wade's stuff in a while. He hasn't been here for a while.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh no, that reminds me how much experience we actually have now.
Paz can provide more, or not Paz. Wade can provide moral support.
Yes.
Moral support.
Moral support. Anyway, take 3 from Vane. With foraging specialty.
I'm sorry, I just realized I was 100 experience behind.
How much unspent XP do you have right now?
Over 200. Over 200, and then I also have the move discount from the training ages ago. That's like 60.
Have you not spent that?
No.
You have at least some moves.
Yeah.
Upgrade, if you don't want new ones, upgrade those slightly. Come on. So effectively what you're telling me is overall you're probably like 300 XP behind. Effectively.
I don't know.
We'll sort that out later.
Gruff, you stay behind Vane in combat. Jesus Christ. let the murder bird handle the things for you. Holy hell.
We'll just put Scruff back here and good to go.
Yeah, I was also 31 merits behind.
Scruff, please.
He's doing okay.
It's pinned. It's a pinned message.
I know it's a pinned message. That's how I found out I was behind just now.
Hey, Scruff. Maybe you and I should go on a spending spree after this session.
There is going to be a sleep because you're going to Gullykin in the morning.
Yeah, so let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a survival roll, isn't it? For foraging.
Yeah, take 3 from Vane, and Vane will be providing his specialty if that helps.
Yeah,
which is a survival foraging specialty.
4, 5, 6, 7,
All right, everyone, increment this counter from 0 to 1 because I get to use it.
Hooray!
Hooray!
11.
Oh god, imagine if stored XP did actually give interest. No, I would not have spent any XP this entire time.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
tripped myself
vetoing
up.
that idea.
2, 3, 4.
Well, you don't like the idea of a gimmick of people trying to go through, like, late game with, effectively a starter character, but with, like, 15 bajillion unspent XP? Or just
And then
XP
at some
maxing?
point, explode.
That sounds hilarious.
Okay, and what was your specialty, Tal?
He is going to be providing you 3 dice and the narrative benefits of a survival foraging specialty.
So that's 4 dice
Also,
then?
that is
3
that's
dice
quite the
total.
quote to pull.
Ah, okay.
3 dice total. Okay.
3 dice total. And a narrative benefit.
Yay.
God. No, I'm on. Only one evolution. It's a mega. It's called the Dark Area.
I see a 10 in there. Yay.
There is a 10.
1,
8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Alrighty then. 8. So. You're foraging in the general area, and I assume you're not going to the very deliberate mushroom farms.
Yes.
Well, in your prospecting of the area around Domelvoy, there are actually a lot of tunnels that are branching out from Domelvoy.
Ooh.
And those tunnels have glowing mushrooms. So I assume you're not really interested in those in particular.
They're certainly interesting, and he might like snaffle one just for utility purposes. Because they do glow in the dark.
They do. They glow in the dark. They're bioluminescent.
Yee. So he shall take 1 or 2 just for purposes of it's useful to have in the kit.
He doesn't need a ton, but it is useful to have at least 1.
Yee.
Apart from that, root vegetables seem to be most common. You even find potatoes.
Ooh.
As well as turnips, carrots, and I'll roll for this one. Was an 8. You find ginger.
Ooh. Yes, ginger. Scruff looks very excited, nibbles a teeny piece off of the ginger just to double check that it is in fact what he thinks it is. And does that for like his fur bristles up on end and he shakes his head vigorously like, ah! Yep, that's it. That's the right thing.
It was a rare rune because I knew Scruff would be excited for it.
Yee.
On the plus side, now Scruff and Wade actually know that Vane has this random knowledge.
Very indeed.
If for no other reason, then I get the feeling that Scruff will be trying to involve Vane in foraging expeditions in the future, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Foraging successful, and Squirrel's tearing through these books, I'd imagine, meanwhile.
Very eagerly. So I suppose the question is, how much is he actually learning from them?
A question only academics can solve.
Indeed.
Right, give me an academics check, but your specialties do apply.
Well, I was more meaning that question as in, as far as,
Oh, content?
yeah, what he does and does not already know. But that said, I am A-okay with making that roll.
Let's see how much
Just
he's
gotta
actually
remember
taking in,
which one of these.
and what isn't just
freaking-
being processed as, yep, okay, I've read these words, I've fulfilled my obligation.
The thing where you, when you're reading and you realize you haven't processed a single word for the past 5 pages.
Oh no.
Yeah, not accepting that. Oh, wait. No, I do have one more willpower. Okay. I took a look at my sheet and was like, wait, I might not have willpower, but no, I do.
At the very least, you still would have had boost to interact with it.
True.
Yeah.
Speaking of... Sure, I'll use 3 boost dice.
Nine more dice.
Squirrel is very fervent about this. 10!
Oh boy. No, he's taking it in. Now you've just got to prove that you have indeed learned the stuff, and you might be able to get through the classes faster.
So is he actually learning new things, or is this just more like...
Well, some of this he already knows, but one of the classes is indeed teaching the precise mechanics of the move recycle,
Ooh.
which is for a crafter very important. Because it requires the original component parts to be present, so it won't make new stuff, but it will return what is there to what it should have been before.
Sorry, had a small interruption. What did I miss?
Just, you know, you getting some results out of the books.
I heard up until the mention of the recycle and it's being very useful and stuff.
Oh, basically, recycle can be, if you have all the original parts, you can use recycle on something to repair it, and it's very helpful for crafters. Especially those who are making weapons and armor, in case their stuff gets damaged. Helps them repair it at a faster rate if they manage to keep all the original parts. So, like, you know, if Squirrel's like tail axe gets clean broken in two by something, and he knows recycle, he could use the move to help repair the item.
The only difficulty there is figuring out how much that would cost. Though I guess there's the possibility that he just kind of learns it from all of this rather than having to invest XP.
Yep.
But yeah, Squirrel is going to be spending basically the entire night up there on the roof. And provided the weather's good, he's going to camp there too.
Fair enough. My idea for recycle is a healing move specifically for equipment, with recycled sort of being akin to true healing, air quotes. It's not a patch job, you are legitimately repairing it. Or at least expediting the process. Decreasing the difficulty, air quotes. If that is a reasonable statement or a stance.
I know that things are currently balanced around that not really being... Well, no, I guess it would probably be okay.
Well, that's why this has to explicitly be true healing, because normal healing will not be working for equipment of any sort, meaning it's expensive.
No, he's talking about how there's actual rules for, like, repairing things.
Oh, okay.
And they're balanced around not just being able to grab and fix, but also, like, you know,
Alright, then it can kind of have the caveat of it has to explicitly be broken for recycle to work.
Well, alternatively, an idea for it is that it's just he learns it and it allows him to make use of the materials again, but still has to go through the crafting process to repair.
Alright, it was always intended to be more of a material retrieval anyway. Or component reusing. It is for specifically returning slag to usable materials.
Also, CJ, there's a possibility. There's a possibility Pyro could teach Squirrel that.
So that. Oh gods.
yeah, but that requires that Pyro actually explains something in a coherent manner.
That is the bottleneck now, isn't it?
Also, nuclear fusion has limited non-military usage in a world like this.
Yep.
In this kind of world, all they have to do to get, like, you know, the power is ask the nearest electric type to tap a generator for a few seconds.
Indeed.
Oh, Squirrel could think of many, many uses for nuclear fusion.
There's a reason why I said non-military. I did specify non-military.
Alright, so Squirrel, Iron Man suit when?
You will need such an insane level of tech, and it'll take so long to make the tools to make that tech, but theoretically not impossible. Aura-powered iron, aura and nuclear. You're gonna have to find some way to make those two harmonious, but like, good luck. It's not impossible.
I think Pyro gave Squirrel the idea of maybe wearing a golem suit.
Magic, aura, and nuclear. Golly, you really loving this counter.
Let's just, not have Squirrel find out or get that idea.
Alright.
Because he is stubborn and
not.
determined enough to actually follow it.
He
And
will-
I'm more
he will
worried
not
about the world
indeed-
as a whole.
He will not cook himself like a can of beans inside a microwave.
There's also the fact that then Squirrel would have to spend a significant portion of the rest of however many years it takes for us to complete things trying to pursue this pet project.
Very much so.
He already has an idea for an airship.
So, on to the next day.
Yep. Although, like I said, like at the end of the day, Vane will suggest to Kaza to go and pick up Pyro.
Kaza will arrive at the end of the day to pick up Pyro, who's had a very relaxing time, actually.
Yep.
Just reading books. And not being sabotaged or interrupted or much of anything, really. It's a very unique experience, actually.
For Pyro.
Also, Vane would come with just to ask Bean something real quick. Because if Kaza's already going there, might as well.
Well, he is silent for the time being, so I assume he has stepped away. So ask Bean.
Yep. Vane is just going to go to Bean and go. Hey Bean, could I ask you for a bit of a favor or use of your services, depending on how you wish to view this?
Of course.
I am aware of much of the theory of magic, but I've never actually bothered to get a vessel. And according to the other me, you happen to have a bunch of vessels laying around from your old attempts at learning magic, and I was wondering if I could have one.
Yes, actually. What's your primary type?
Primary is dark, secondary is flying.
And I might have just the thing. For flying types, it is natural for it to be lightweight, but for dark, either hideable or slightly intimidating. So here it is.
I would prefer concealable.
As he is going to pull out a necklace with an onyx pendant.
Do you want Pokey for this?
No,
I
it's
can
just
pay
sitting around. I'm not really doing much with it. I've also not tested its capacity, but it is the right types.
It's okay, you can just owe him a
And-
favor.
Oh, you already know that Vane doesn't really do debts.
I know.
Let's see.
He's just gonna look at Bean and then go, okay, well, if you don't care too much about it, I'm still just going to leave you like 200 Pokey for this or something. That way I can at least say that I paid you for it.
Yep, that should cover the cost of the materials.
And Vane will hand over 200 Pokey.
Bean will take the money. You do know how to charge them, yes?
Yes, I am entirely aware of how to perform magic as well as attune. It's just that I never quite took the time to pick up a suitable vessel.
Alrighty then. Do you have a catalyst?
Yes.
Huh.
I have a slight preference currently for temporary catalyst, although that's also because the other me did development on it already on a temporary measure, so I'm going to start with that and then look for a permanent one that I find suitable at some point.
Sounds okay.
The other me
Yep,
took the
that's-
time to invent an entire written language around it, so.
Oh my goodness. Okay, understandable.
I figure that if another version of me already did the legwork on it, I might as well benefit.
True. I hope it suits you well.
Well, considering I made it.
You know what? I don't know what I was thinking. True enough.
But yes, I actually do know a fair bit about magic just because I work with Sigmund.
Fair. Oh, on that note, he's going to be rummaging in the closet again, and he's going to retrieve a purple ribbon with an amethyst tied under the bow, and hand it to Vane.
Are you asking me to do a delivery to Sigmund?
Oh no, this isn't for Sigmund. I assume that if you're getting into magic, that it is slightly inevitable for Kaza to do the same.
That is likely, yes. Thank you.
Not a problem. Have a good day.
It's just looking down at the spare catalyst he was given with Kaza in mind and just being like, huh. Someone else being considerate of Kaza. Preemptively. Vane now has a much better opinion of Bean.
Bean likes Kaza too. It's just that giving gifts to Kaza that matter is very hard. because his natural part, well, his natural response is, "Oh, you didn't have to do that."
To be fair,
yeah.
Yeah, about to say, to be fair, Vane isn't exactly much better, actually, considering he hates feeling indebted to other people.
Being stocks are on the rise.
Bean stonks are on the rise, yeah. Wait until Bean discovers that the way to get an item to either Vane or Kaza is give it to the other one.
Fair.
They might turn me down, but they won't turn down the other.
So, Pyro, you're being picked up from the library.
Yee.
You've had a nice time not being interrupted while you're enjoying your quiet reading time.
Probably sitting in a chair.
Gotten quite comfortable. She's not sure when a glass of tea was placed next to him, but it is there.
Oh, when did this get here? Yeah, as he looks around.
There's no one around, so you can only assume only Bean could have been this stealthy about it. The tea is very red, actually.
Pyro will take a sip.
It has a rather metallic
Somehow
taste.
sweet and bitter.
Nah, what
Huh.
was that? What was that, Sim?
I was making a joke about it having a rather metallic taste.
Oh.
Oh, this isn't tea, it's just a cup of blood. It's
I mean, Samantha was a cannibal.
She doesn't keep fresh blood around, she cooks it.
Okay, you got me good there.
Blood sausage.
I have also, unfortunately, for my own sake, just came up with another move for Vane that's unrelated to this, but I've thought of another move for Vane to pick up.
No! Bad! Bad! Bad towel! Down! Bad! Get skills! Bad!
But I could get his
Skills!
Damn it!
I could get his 13th move.
Bad!
The 13th move! That's an important number after all.
Especially because I was going to make it be kind of a scuffed move.
Leviathan, if I had $1 for every time I have heard Tal complain about how he needs to get more skills and less moves on Vane, I'd be able to retire.
I mean, he's actually not wrong.
It is an ongoing problem, but I keep coming up with good moves. And the combat character that I have for all of these insano moves is Vane. Vane is a little ball of combat capability who could probably, like, if he was actually trying to go all out, could probably solo a lot of things right now, but due to character reasons, he refuses to. I keep thinking up good moves, and I want to give it to someone who could actually utilize it properly, and the answer is always Vane for that. The Sag.
Pats the towel.
Alrighty then. So, with that, it is hibiscus tea. It is not a cup of blood.
Like, what time is it even?
It's probably getting quite late, actually.
Wait, no, it's the morning.
No. They're coming to pick him up at night so that he doesn't spend the night.
Oh, right. Whoops, sorry. That was my bad.
And then he starts thinking to himself, I should probably head back to the guild hall. So he's gonna try to make his way out of the library.
And then he finds Ben in casa.
Probably.
Yep. They're here to pick him up and take him back.
Hi.
How was your day?
Good. And, narrowed it down a lot. Also, we should probably talk about Argent a little more.
Archie?
The culty copy.
Oh, right.
Because I learned some stuff that he's a lot more dangerous than I thought.
Oh, is it bad? I kind of just assumed that if it's a culty copy, that hopefully it's inherently a good person.
They're neutral normally. Just don't challenge them at all. Don't even be aggressive if you have to interact with them. Reason being, apparently they can fragment an entire island of Etra. Yeah, turns out Samantha's had some experience with Argent.
Oh, that sounds ominous, actually.
Yeah. She even considers herself an Argent survivor.
Does he just go around genociding?
Not quite. What she said is, that only really happens if you're aggressive towards him or challenge him. Other than that, he seems neutral most of the time. But
Okay. Then,
yeah. On the other hand, I managed to narrow it down a lot, and there's a couple of interesting places there too.
do you want to check them out?
Two places especially, other than the destination. One is more, probably in a place where Alex probably spent a lot of his time. And the second is, a very interesting place that seems to have a lot of type energy. So there might be like type gems there. There's also a third place, but I don't know how feasible it would be to explore that. It's more like a scientific anomaly for the third place. And as for the destination, well, of course, it's probably the most dangerous place.
Oh dear.
According
So,
to Samantha, it's called the Celestial Roost. Thankfully, it's not in the very center of Etra. And according to Samantha, the shortest way in is from the north.
sounds
Probably.
like we're gonna run into gods. Maybe.
Maybe not. I have a feeling it's more like a control station.
Hopefully.
Because it is a floating continent. And I imagine there must be some sort of like control mechanism for that flotation. Samantha also said that it's the longest held territory.
People, a tribe rooted there and got fortunate.
More like aggressive. She said they're not very keen on negotiations. But it's also the most likely place for Alex is, given what the original segment said.
Oh boy.
Especially that last part about him being held. If I'm not there in time, they'll be held by a religious group. And Samantha did say they're the way they protect that place is kind of like a religious like, Which again kind of makes sense given that it's the place that most likely houses control of the floating islands. Or the flotation itself.
Well, it's not impossible for technology and magic to be synchronous.
Yeah, then again, I'm also looking at this from a technological perspective. Because apparently, this island is, or this floating archipelago is very interesting in a variety of ways. That third area that I said would probably be too dangerous to explore and a scientific anomaly. According to Samantha, she would kick stones into a spot into the hole, and it would just keep going down, 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 with literally no end. I'm wondering if there's some sort of, like, spatial anomaly or something.
Plausible.
There's also one thing that she said is that light doesn't exactly illuminate it, like it's absorbed. And apparently she called it the Void Fall Caverns.
Oh, that's... Boy, I don't think you could be more ominous if you tried.
Yeah. I kind of doubt it, but I wonder if it also leads a clue into the void parasites.
Maybe?
And again, that's really speculative on that one. But yeah, probably gonna need some help actually charting an actual course on what stops we might want to make.
Guess we could ask everyone after the Demir situation is resolved.
Yeah. That reminds me, I need to tell Squirrel we're doing that.
I feel like they've been talking long enough that Vade would have finished his conversation with Bian by now. It didn't last too long.
Yeah. He probably joined them pretty quickly.
And as Pyro sees Vane probably approaching, you know what? Probably should just get this out of the way now since I've already told you about it. So, Vane?
Yes?
And then Pyro's basically gonna go into what he just told Kaza about Argent and the destination Alex is most likely at, and give Vane the mission request form.
Okay, did you find out what religious, what the actual tenets of the religious group that are there are?
I think it's more, I think Samantha more said it that way because they protect it like as if they were a religious group. Because the island's control center is most likely there. And I'm guessing the mountain it's housed in is kind of controls the floating stones that hold the entire continent together.
Maybe, but I'm not going to put it up to a metaphor or simile. In case there is actually a group of religious people that live there, considering our current problems with dealing with religious people.
I know Samantha said that they're not keen on negotiation very much, but it's not impossible.
And imagine if they are actually religious, I'm already going to get called slurs there. Much less if a religious group there notices that I have a demon in my shadow.
Yeah, I think you'd probably have to ask Samantha on that one.
I'm going to go ask if she meant a literal religious organization or if they're just a bunch of fanatics.
Fair.
No, other people might be able to negotiate, but if they are actually religious, Vane is not only the other kind of magic user that they don't like, and he's going to get called slurs there, demon. So
Understandable.
he kind of needs to know this. He's just gonna go like to the trading area rooms because that's just where he normally assumes Samantha is.
She is indeed still there.
Yeah, and Pyro would have told him where Samantha was.
Yeah. Veda's just going to pop in and just go, "Hey, Samantha, I just need a bit of clarification on something that Pyro mentioned. Is that place filled with actual religious people, or are they just a bunch of fanatics about it?"
I think they're just fanatics.
Okay, so they're only going to call me slurs and not try and kill me because demon.
I mean, they might also kill you because you're a non-hetero native.
Samantha, I am a relatively strong witch. They're going to try and kill me anyway, probably. I just need to know if they're going to do it with religious fervor or just because they don't like me.
Oh, probably the latter.
Oh, also, haven't really seen you since I went to the other timeline. I had one message I was supposed to give you, which is don't explode your heart.
Well, I'm not trying to do that, but noted.
Apparently it's happened multiple times. Because of timelines. So,
right,
don't explode your heart.
Alright. I know a reviver seed won't work on that, but noted. Because, like, it doesn't kill me right away.
I'll drag you to Sigmund if I find out it's happening. Besides that, if you're going to go messing around with that, at least have some sort of air set up for the library. You don't associate with many people.
Right. Alright, I'll think of someone. I think Kaza wants a library.
Samantha, with all due respect, if you decide to force something like that upon Kaza, I'm going to revive you just to kill you again.
Damn. Hey, it was a legitimate question. He likes books.
He also has a really big problem saying no to people that he actually likes, or that he cares about the opinion of.
That's why I asked you.
Samantha, you know that if you bring that up, he's going to say yes, probably, regardless. If he actually wants to or not.
I'll think of someone else then.
I'm going to leave you to that. Let me know if you need something. I'm going to go back to having a conversation with Pyro.
Okay, good luck. Also, is he fucking his sword?
I honestly could not care less if he was or not.
Alright, fair enough.
On the plus side, for Pyro, Vane legitimately does not give a single shit if he is or not. So he doesn't have to worry about Vane's opinion on that.
Excellent.
Unfortunately for Pyro, Vane is still going to comment on it.
Damn.
Because the moment he comes back, the first thing that he's going to say is, so she thinks that they're just a bunch of fanatics, so they'll only try and kill me because I'm a non-native and a kind of magic user they don't like. As for other things, look, Pyro, I honestly don't care if you are in a relationship with Edge or not. Just whatever you're doing, just don't do it in a way that results in other people asking me about your relationship status.
Oh, you two are... I mean... Okay.
I am not in a relationship with Edge.
Then make it clear so that way people stop asking me. One person is already too many.
Pyro is sending a message to Edge. We are not in a romantic relationship.
We are not. But it makes inconveniences for you.
He's just going to spam that message every 10 seconds for a minute.
Ah, I see you care all of a sudden.
Either way, it looks like Vane will actually, just real quick, double check to make sure that the request is an actual, properly written request. As in, it won't be like people basically going, oh, well, this wasn't a real mission afterwards.
No, the guild has accepted it, but they're very concerned about it.
Nice.
As this is a high danger level area, so they might see if other teams are also interested in accompanying them.
I mean, I would imagine. So imagine submitting in a town like Lulite a mission to go to Etra.
Yeah. Objectively, the funniest place Pyro could have put in the mission.
Indeed.
The rookie rank dungeon area. Let's go to the Cannibal Islands.
This is where they train children. What in the world?
I was thinking about this the entire time, and I just didn't want to mention it because I thought it was going to be more funny when people found out that Pyro put in a mission to go to the Cannibal Islands in the children training zone.
I also noticed that, and I didn't say anything for the exact same reason.
It happened off screen, so he wouldn't, so he didn't get to see how incredulous the guild staff were upon receiving this mission.
I was just imagining the guild staff doing a double take, like, wait, no. Okay, we are forwarding this somewhere else. This is not going up here. The number of kids that we go, yay, let's go to another continent. No.
No!
But yeah, they will just look at Pyro and go, I already know Chomper's going to say yes, but we're still going to talk to the rest of the team first.
There.
The island is pleased with your diplomatic gift.
In any case, we're still going to have to do something with Argent. Obviously, I'm not planning on challenging him or anything, but there is the fact that he is a culty copy, and I am not exactly just going to let the fact that culty has been shaving off parts of his soul for this go unfixed.
Oh, I
Maybe if we ask
kinda...
nicely, he'll just come with us.
Well, at the very least, that would stop the Wilders from calling me slurs and trying to kill me.
Yeah. It'd probably be also a good idea for us to tell the others about do not be aggressive or challenge
I'm
Argent.
going to have to warn them multiple times. And the reason I say multiple times is because, well, I'm on a team with Chomper, but...
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to tell Squirrel.
I think Chomper will do it unless he thinks that he's an actual villain.
No, Chomper, though, has the habit of also putting his foot in his mouth in the worst way possible, so...
Oh, you're right.
Because Veda's already suspecting that if left to his own devices about it, Chomper would accidentally challenge him to a fight in some way. By rambling.
Yes. All right. This is going to be a team conversation then. Well, ready to go back, Pyro?
I guess one other thing, I don't know if you'd be interested in it specifically, but apparently, Vane, Samantha mentioned a place called the Voidfall Caverns.
Yeah, because she could toss a rock in it and it just kind of vanish.
Yeah, apparently it would just go on and on with seemingly no bottom. And apparently any light would just be absorbed.
I've
I
actually
wonder
got a
if
theory
that's one
about
of
that.
those Giratina summoning locations that got mentioned.
Actually, I have another idea. I think in that hole is a dungeon entrance, maybe.
That could be. However, if it is, Samantha said that anyone who has entered there has never returned.
Maybe it's a really, really tough dungeon then.
Yeah.
And if people don't go and rescue them, I suspect that there is a lot of seized.
Yeah.
It's a dungeon. It's a dungeon that is full of electrodes that no explode. and misty explosion for the ghost types.
It's just filled with the PMD Porygons.
Yes.
Ah, those Porygons.
No, it's just that every enemy knows Blizzard.
Kind of funny. They all spam the Oko moves. They get special access and just spam them over and over and over again. 30% chance every turn you just die from each attack.
But yeah, that's... Oh, go ahead.
Nah, it's okay. I guess I was about to say it's a dungeon with a bunch of smeargles.
Do not let Vane go in there. You guys would then have to deal with the Smeargles using Vane moves on you.
Oh no!
And, they all pull out of a collective pool as long as one person collects one. They all have it.
They have it. They have Vane's entire move sheet, Lamau.
That sounds horrifying. Why did I put this idea in the air?
Because as a PMD player, you could not help yourself.
Correct.
But yeah, Vane will just Vane will go. Interesting, but I think we should probably try and stay away from anywhere near the entrance.
Yeah, fair. I just brought it up because it was a lot more anomalous than the other places.
Well, we could always come back at some point.
That is
True.
very true. So, in that case, we should probably be getting back.
Yeah.
Probably would take them outside the library before he teleports back to Dumbledore.
This is a good idea, yes.
Wonderful idea.
Kaza knows. He is a frequent visitor of the library. He knows the rules. And they go to bed, and it is time for the next day. Those who wish to spend EXP will have your opportunity.
I will do so. I will do so after this session is over.
Do I fill out the 3 boxes?
No, Tal, no. You need skills.
But what if I have a 5th way of killing things?
Oh boy.
Oh
To be
boy.
fair, it might actually be the. Okay, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be the 6th, 7th way of killing things.
Okay.
Scruff and Vane are just the other way around, aren't they?
Now,
Vane has some skills. The combat ones. And investigation and perception.
okay. With that being the case, it is the next morning, and they now need to go find Squirrel to ask him if he would like to come along. Where he might be, since he did not come to the room last night. So now Pyro also has to look for him.
Vane will just remind Pyro about the fact that you could ask the guild communications people to send a message through the badge to your errant team members.
True.
That might be quicker than trying to find Squirrel in the smithing areas.
Yeah. You'll do that.
Alrighty then. They would try and contact Squirrel through his badge. According to his coordinates, he is in the building, but his y-axis indicates that he is on the roof.
Ah,
Good morning, Squirrel.
Who are you and why are you in my head?
We are no such person. Pyro, would you care for a ladder?
Oh, okay. Good night.
Yeah. Pyro's gonna use the ladder given to him by I can't bet the kilt staff.
They will be passing him a ladder.
And then Pyro, as he's about to make his way outside, is like, it stops for a moment. You know what? I'll be right back. And Pyro's gonna head back to the room.
Ah, Pyro remembered his boyfriend.
My
Pyro's
sister
gonna...
called me because she's committing a sin of putting in a food order for just when a place closes.
Oh.
That's awful.
That is one thing where I would tell her, fuck off, do not do this.
She's committing sins.
And Pyro's gonna open the door.
Chat message. Hello, lover. Are you here to check on the children? Are you here to check? Because not only are we together, we are married.
Pyro is just giving him the blank... a blank stare.
Don't worry, they have your eye.
Pyro's just going to blankly go over to Edge, untie him from the bed, and then carry him out. They are not
But they
in
still
a romantic relationship.
We are until you apologize.
For what?
We are until you apologize.
Sorry for whatever I did?
Kiss me on my flat, lover.
No.
Then I will be expecting a superior one than I would ever get from Squirrel.
What?
Do better.
Are you okay?
I'm pissed off is what I am.
Sorry for tying you to the bedpost.
And abandoning me. And then leaving me there for over a full day!
Pyro's scratching the back of his head at that last part. Yeah. I didn't mean for it to be that long.
God, first the cavern, and now this. At this point, I'm going to tell the children that they never had a father.
Dot, dot, dot. I don't think you're okay.
Dot, 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 no. As I stated before, I am angry, and I will not clear up these misunderstandings until I get a sufficient apology. Because I am better at weaving a narrative than you are.
Sorry for abandoning you in the cavern.
Oh, I already kind of forgave you for that one. It's just that now you're a repeat offender, so I don't believe you're sincere. You can only say I'm a silly little guy so many times, Pyro.
True.
You're not gonna I'm a little guy your way out of this one.
He's giving Edge a blep.
Were I to be unsheathed, that would be on the floor where it belongs.
Inky.
So,
But don't worry, I can just say that you forgot about me during foreplay for over 24 hours. I'm sure that'll go over great.
sorry for abandoning you on the bed.
Now that one felt a little more sincere.
I don't know.
I will be letting you off this time because for a moment you felt true fear. But I will be sassing you mercilessly, and I will consider Argent.
So about Argent in detail, I wasn't joking. Apparently they can fragment an entire island.
I will say his fur looks short. That is all.
And now Pyro's gonna use the ladder to go on the roof.
It takes a little bit of looking, but there's There is a Dracoloo.
Probably sleeping in a
Ace.
pile of books.
Oh boy. How many books are there?
5.
He has rounded them all up and is curled up on top of them like a horde.
World's first horde, knowledge.
How stable are the books? Like, if he moves, will they fall off the roof?
I mean, there's only 5 of them.
True, but he doesn't want them to fall off the roof.
I think they're plenty stable. It's probably not actually a stack.
It's probably like
Okay.
a small pile.
Hey, Squirrel, you awake?
I don't remember. Recycle to get the things right, and I can make you shovel the.
What would be the best method right now? I don't want to say that yet.
Maybe not a mumbled squirrel, you awake? Tiny bit more force.
Squirrel!
Huh? Huh?
What's up, handbag? How you doing?
Handbag? I thought that was Pyro.
Eh,
No, he's purse now.
I am not a purse.
I am not a handbag.
But you did respond to them.
Pyro, I'm gonna need to take him to the forge. We're gonna rework him. Oh
You
my
may
God.
try.
Raijin, why?
What? Oh no.
Let's go.
What did he do?
Oh no.
His best.
Raijin.
He did his best.
I see.
I am sharing through Discord now. So you all can see this.
Oh no.
Edge and Pyro's attempted relationship didn't go far.
Damn. I said kiss me on my flat, idiot! It's not the edge! My flat.
Oh no. I love that Edge looks so less than infused.
Oh my.
What a terrible shame. Anyway, we're here to gather you because we're getting ready to judge a criminal, I think, or something. I wasn't paying all that much attention because I only got the summary from someone else.
Yeah. We're gonna be heading
That's
out
nice
to...
for you, Pyro. I'm taking Edge to the forge. Let's see how he likes being a fire poker.
Well,
Or a butter knife.
well, I think someone else is going to get that sort of treatment first, because we're gonna be taking Demir to Gullykin to let the Gyarados judge them.
He glares at Edge.
Fun getting under your scales. It's not that you have them, but I don't know, someday.
No, he's got scales.
Oh, sorry. I just look at your collar and all I see is dog.
He's got scales the way teenagers claim they have beards with the faintest bit of fuzz.
But he does have a neck floof.
He does have a neck.
So anyway, daylight's burning.
Squirrel is glaring at Edge. He will have his revenge. I will turn you into a spoon. And he's gathering up his books and flying down.
And Pyro, after that, is just looking at Edge with a grin. That doesn't say anything, and then goes down.
Oh boy.
Edge has to leave eventually. He'll be on his own at some point. Squirrel will be watching and waiting. And he will be a spoon.
Someday.
You do make a good point, Ido. But it's also Edge. He can only do things halfway. I think I'll be
Yep.
fine.
Don't worry. The ideal shape for Edge is a spork. It's not really committed to anything in particular.
I like this idea. We shall make it so. But anyways, off to Gullykin with 15 minutes to spare.
Oh, fair enough. So, back to Hamoa, and everyone is on.
Although, didn't we start late, so don't we technically have some more time?
I kind of have with my current sleep schedule, I've got things very tightly planned
Okay.
out.
So, everyone goes back to Hamoa to collect Demir.
Vane would
And
want to
I
do
can't
the.
imagine anyone's going to.
Yep. The only pit stop thing would just be seeing if Sigmund would be available.
Sigmund is indeed available. Though he does have some good news that soon enough he's going to be himself again, properly.
We can go 15 or so minutes over, but you know.
But he will be joining for the cart ride.
Oh,
Demir
you're right.
is very restrained as he is loaded onto the wagon. Seems slightly emaciated, though.
I know we're being put on like a priority transport, so I'm imagining that we're gonna be the only ones minus the tourist transport people on this trip.
Correct.
If I remember correctly, Wade kind of wanted to talk with Demir, but
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
don't
gonna take like
Fine.
a whole last day or two for the tourist transport to get there. So
Yeah.
The wagon ride is silent, but it does seem that Demir, partway through, does begin to panic as he wakes very suddenly. Though, amongst other things, he's got a gag in his mouth, too.
Ah. Is he like?
He is restrained in almost every possible way, save for a blindfold.
So he's tied up completely. Is he like a mummy right now?
He is in a straitjacket.
Ah.
With arms behind his back.
Oh, I just thought of something very silly.
Proceed.
I just since the mirror just woke up and we're in a wagon. I wanted to tell him, oh hey you're finally awake.
I already knew what the joke
God
was. I
damn.
was waiting to see if you would do it.
Damn. Alexa, Skyrim this man.
Yeah. So do you actually want to have Wade have a chat with the guy?
Yeah. May as well that be the last thing we do today.
Yep.
Unless it doesn't take that long. Let's see.
Well, it's a one-sided conversation until you take the gag out.
Now, yeah, Wade is going to like just lower the gag some. Do you had a nightmare?
Who are you? Wait, no, I know who you are. No, I can't. This is a nightmare. I can't be. No.
Hmm. Do you recognize me?
You were there. I think you. It seems like he's having trouble differentiating what is even reality any longer.
Wade is going to look at the mirror for a moment and close his eyes. What do you remember, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't. You weren't even there. You just showed up.
I see. Yeah, I ended up showing up and you just felt the quite the blood force on the back of your head, didn't you?
Dirty.
What was that?
You bastard. Opportunistic. Fuck.
Wait is gonna rub his chin. You like how would a Pokemon say pot cutting the kettle black? How would a saying go? Well, Wade is
They
basically
still pots and kettles here, so it's fine.
yeah. Look at the pot color in the kettle black. Considering how that whole scenario play out. You sure did took an opportunity to show up and do your thing, thinking it was going to be easy peasy, but it ended up not being so.
It was my right to do so.
Your right to do so. What do you mean?
Right I was bestowed. My path to greatness.
Wait is going to, like, what you may call it, raise an eyebrow. Path to greatness. What exactly do you mean by that? How would attacking an innocent Abra do that for you?
It was my job, my trial, my test.
Oh, care to elaborate?
I was bestowed personally to set things right. I was the one responsible. Then I am the one who did God's work.
What exactly do you mean by set things right? What was wrong that needed to be set right?
Not for me to question their will. I merely act as a devoted should do. Mission's devotion will result in attention, missions, abilities to achieve for the sake of divine and be rewarded in turn.
I see. That doesn't answer my question, though. I mean, I'm not questioning your god. I'm just curious to know what it is that was wrong that needed to be set right.
My mission, but he deviated.
You're cutting out there, DD.
He wasn't my mission, but apparently he deviated, become what he wasn't supposed to be. I merely set the stage for another. At least I was supposed to. Then all of you were there.
Set a stage for another. Are you talking about Severin?
Zevran was my charge. All of his achievements were to be mine, for I had prepared him.
Prepare him? For what?
I was to ensure that he was dependent and indebted before delivering him unto the others. I needed to ensure a steady growth. He was everything we'd hoped him to be. But he wasn't strong fast enough. The legends implied he would be like no other.
Wade is going to cross his arms. It is true that chosen tend to grow faster than Pokemon from their own world. But how exactly was he supposed to grow in the state that he was in?
It's up to them. That's up to them, isn't it? They find a way to overcome, either by world's providence or anything.
How exactly could he overcome anything in the state that he was in? Do you realize that he could barely think?
He's just supposed to fight and do what I say.
Wade is just silent for a moment. Just fight and do what
I'll admit, commanding a chosen was an exhilarating prospect at first. I just didn't think he'd be so useless towards the end.
Wade is going to remain silent for a moment before he speaks again. You know, throughout his adult mind, that little Kangaskhan seems to have some sort of kinship with you. Are you saying that he was just your puppet this entire time?
What else? What other purpose does he have? Chosen are special because they are strong. For no other reason. They have the power to reshape and alter the course of the world. The ones that do not are simply complacent.
And what kind of change did you hope that he would bring? And how exactly could he change anything again without being able to think?
That would be to his superiors, and in time, should he be so worthy, be under the direct orders of Cresselia as the direct enforcer of her will, and as the one to deliver him unto her, I would receive the same glory. All of his achievements would be mine.
Wade is looking at this guy with a angry expression, but it's also have kind of disappointment. Before he closes his eyes, opens this again, and his expression goes back to neutral. How long have you been following Cresselia?
Doesn't matter. I was needed. I was chosen.
I am. What do you mean it doesn't matter?
I was born for this task because nothing else in the world suited me.
Really? There was nothing else in the world that you found enjoyment in?
I could never be the best at anything, no matter how I tried. People ignored me. I stopped trying. And then I was found. Of course nothing suited me. It was this I was waiting for. My entire life was waiting for this.
Wade's lips crawl into a frown as the mirror says that. So what you're saying is that you ended up giving up.
Thing. I just hadn't found my purpose yet. You who denied me of it, I will curse you. I will curse you in every life that comes after this one.
Wade is going to give a bit of a sigh. One moment. I am thinking how to respond.
I mean, this is just a special type of asshole.
I know. Okay, so this entire time, Wade had his weapon summoned because he didn't want to put her away to summon it again. It's just been to his side. Out of the mirror's view. So he is going to basically grab it, and he's going to point the edge at the mirror as he says, Your curses mean nothing to me. You shouldn't be speaking to me that way."
To you?
What was that?
To you? I have every right.
You think so?
I know so. You who could never understand the grace.
Who could never understand what?
Who could never understand their grace.
Wait is going to raise an eyebrow. Oh, but is that so? How about you try to explain it to me then?
Sad, wretched existence where you make your own choices, only for them to be ultimately futile because you cannot see the big picture. Splashing in a pond and remain content. I'm shaping the lake. I will leave a legacy.
Hey, could you repeat what he said one more time?
Okay. You who cannot possibly grasp the grand schemes are splashing in a pond and thinking that this will keep you content. I am shaping the lake. I am leaving a legacy.
Wade is remaining silent for a bit as he's parsing what the mirror just said to him. I cannot grasp and scheme. Shaping the lake, leaving a legacy. Being content. You know, at some point I was very much content with my life. It was a very easy life. There was not much for me. There was no much for me to worry about. I had a simple job as a cook. Also making drinks. I lived in a simple community. There wasn't much for me to worry about or complain about. And then, at some point, all of that changed. Things became way more complicated. But it wasn't because of some sort of tragedy.
Truly, this is the dankest
Whoa.
dungeon.
Ido Things tipped $5, Razim coins.
Ido, thank you so much for that tip. That is the first tier of the tip goal completed.
Was Amir going to say something?
No, but I will say that this will have to occur next. But you may successfully start finally getting through to him that he has never achieved anything great.
Yeah.
A generous bestowal.
And Gimund, thank you so much.
Tipped $10.
That is the second tier of the tip goal completed. Right in the nick of time.
Right at the end.
Right in there.
A little bit of a buzzer beater of getting tier 2 there.
A generous bestowal.
Whoop.
Raharu 95 tipped $10.
People want this man to weep, I see.
Thank you for that tip, Raharu.
You're welcome.
Not quite the tier 3 yet.
Fair.
But okay, there's tier 3.
This is
Yeah, but so I'll just complete the tier 3. It's $5.
Caldarius tipped $5.
Thank you, Tal.
T3.
I suppose that's where we'll call it then, yeah?
I guess so, unless there was more to say.
There was more to say, but I can continue it. I can continue it next session.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for Lost in Chaos Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, grabbing packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or subscribing to us on Streamloots as well as YouTube. But for now, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to grab some merch at zgfgaming.store, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.